Good morning, everyone. It is Jennifer sitting in front of my computer at home. And I'm going to try to go landscape on this action today. And I'm hoping that we can have a really good conversation about social media today. And yeah, that's right? Let's talk about some stuff because let me let a couple people get onto my scope here real quick. And yeah, some weird stuff has gone down in the last 24 hours. Nothing huge and major, but I want to know if I am being super sensitive, if this is a fight worth fighting, or if everybody's just going, there's nothing we can do about it. So let's chat about people stealing images on social media, okay? For those of you who are new to my scope, my name is Jennifer Allwood. I own the Magic Brush, which is online. It's a decorative painting company in Kansas City, and we get to go to other people's houses and make them beautiful, and I have a super fun job. And this week, good morning, Vicky Sylvie. This week I hit 200,000 social media followers, which is fantastic and amazing. And can I just say, some hard stinking work, okay? It is expensive to build your social media following. I have people that work for me that, help me do things. It takes a lot of time. I have been diligent about, wanting to grow my social media platform. And so I love the fact that I have over 200,000 people following me. And so when I see people who are trying to build their social media and doing it by stealing things, it makes me a little bit upset. And so let's talk about a couple things. Okay. Let's talk about some big things that I'm seeing on Facebook. All right. So I'm seeing a lot of they're DIY sites. These aren't people like my DIY site. Okay. These are like, perhaps they look like a magazine. Great big, say hi to Rob. I don't know. Oh, you want me to say hi? Okay. Here's what they're doing. They're putting a gorgeous picture on Facebook. And let's say it's a picture of, something that's really farmhouse, something very Chip and Joanna Gaines's. Something, yes, as a photographer, it does. I do watermark my photos. I do. And they're still getting used. Okay, so anyway, people are taking these beautiful photos and putting them on their Pinterest page or their Facebook page, and they're saying via Pinterest. Okay, you guys, you can get in trouble for that. So I'm coming on this scope not just to vent, but to also come with some solution. Okay, yes, people can be clueless, but I do feel like this is something worth fighting over, you guys. I mean, not like fighting with people, but I do feel like it's worth some of us going, you know what? I'm going to refuse to share photos that are not properly credited. So that's what this means. Hey, thank you for inviting people, Miss Vicky. This is what this means. When I see, let's say, a gorgeous, yes, tag faithful wife, that's totally fine. You can share stuff from my site all day. And I'm not saying people are not necessarily doing this to me, but I'm seeing it happen to other people. Let's say that, let's see, who's this? Melanie Reynolds. Let's use Melanie Reynolds for example. I don't even know Melanie. Melanie, let's say you take a beautiful picture of your bathroom. It's fantastic. It looks farmhouse. It's just got a gorgeous chandelier. The tile's beautiful. You stage it. You bring in cameras. You take an amazing picture and you put this on your Facebook page for business. Well, then let's say that a bigger Facebook page, one that has people who are scouring the internet every day. Let's say they stumble across your photo months down the road, and instead of sharing that from your business page to theirs, they just basically save it. They upload it to their page and they say via Melanie or something. It's not given. It's like a backhanded credit. It's the integrity of that is not where it needs to be, because basically they're just trying to cover themselves, and they're not covering themselves. Let me just say that first of all. Every time I see that on Facebook, I want to comment. I would love to share this photo because I want to do it in a sweet girl next door, America's sweetheart, Jennifer Allwood kind of way. I want to say, I so want to share this picture, but I can't because you're not giving credit to the person who took it. And so I just go past those. Here's what happens. People share those photos because they know they're going to be commented on and they know they're going to be reshared. So would it do great for my Facebook analytics if I was to share those? Yes. I don't, a bazillion tags. What do you mean, faithful wife? Give me an example. If somebody uploads a picture and they say they found this via Pinterest, I won't share it. I won't do it because some girl slaved away at that project in her kitchen while her babies were sleeping, taking a nap. She took the time to upload it to Pinterest and make a pin, and I refuse to share it on Facebook from somebody that's not giving her credit. I won't do it. My blood pressure is high right now. Does that make sense? What's the proper way to give a credit? Tag them. Tag the business, which a lot of times means you have to be on your PC. Yes, okay, I leave the watermark on my photos. Let me tell you what's happened to me twice in the last couple of weeks. Number one, and thank you for sharing this, you guys. Breathe. And you know why I'm not mad, Diana, on my behalf? I'm mad because I feel like I represent, like it makes me want to get tears in my eyes. I feel like I am a voice for so many of you creative entrepreneurs. You pay me to coach you. You come to my stuff and my Facebook page and my social media and you support me. You know somebody that still got sued. Really? When they're not tagged? Okay, do they have to be sharing? You can go online and first of all, I am not an attorney. So go online and do your due diligence and figure out what's going on. But you guys trust me as being a voice for creative entrepreneurs. And as that voice, I feel like I need to warn you if you're doing this. Sometimes you're doing this and you just don't know. And so I want to first educate you. I had a friend last night who was going to post a picture and it had a watermark in the bottom. And I told her, honey, you know, the picture's watermarked, right? And she goes, yeah. And she said, that's why, people will know who, made it. And I said, but you didn't tag them in the post and you got to tag them on the post. Thank you, Vintage Fabulous, for sharing. And she's like, oh, I had no idea. And I believe her. That she didn't have any idea. So when she tagged the people, that's giving proper credit. Now, here's what's happened to me twice. Thank you, Laura Locke, for inviting followers. A couple weeks ago, someone on my Facebook page, because here's what happens when you build a community online, when you build like, a relationship with people on social media, is they will have your back, which is amazing. So you guys email me whenever you see something that's not on the up and up. And I am so appreciative of that. And have I probably made mistakes on social media? Absolutely. Are we all learning as we go? Absolutely. Grace, grace, grace. So somebody tipped me off on an email a while back. Thank you. I'm trying to stand for integrity, Sarah. Thank you. They saw my Harvest Barnwood sign being used on somebody's Facebook page. They had left my watermark on it and they were selling a class using my Harvest sign. And I'm like, oh man. Hey, thank you for letting me be on your list of mentors. And I saw it and I'm like, oh, it just gives me a stomach ache that, the watermark is great, but you need to tag them because they're getting no credit by people seeing that watermark. No credit at all. The only time they're going to get a credit is if you tag them. Now, it's one thing if I'm on Facebook and I share something. That's different than just copying or saving a picture and uploading it as if it's my own. And so I had to send an email to somebody. And, I was advised to send them a cease and desist. And who wants to go through that? No idea. What's a watermark? If you go to my Pinterest page, Pamela, and find Jen Allwood on Pinterest, all of my new stuff is watermarked. And so people think that if they use your pictures and leave the watermark at the bottom, that that's giving proper credit. And that is not proper credit. And so today, somebody let me know that my Harvest sign is being put on Pinterest. It's going back to a magazine that has nothing to do with me. And so basically I'm getting no credit for that as well. Now, is it a big deal to me a lot of times? No, it's not. But in this case, that Harvest sign pin has gone viral. And if my Pinterest girl was on here, I could ask her what the analytics was on it. Let me see if I can do this. Am I talented enough to talk to you guys and look for stuff online is on too? I actually did some Googling this morning about stealing photos on Pinterest. If you make the harvest sign, oh gosh, absolutely. We put things on Pinterest wanting people to be inspired by and duplicate our stuff. So that's one thing. It's another thing when you take my picture and you make it look like you did it. So Rescued Furnishings is on here, for example. I can't take one of her photos and post it as my own and not give her any credit and say, isn't this amazing, or something like that, even if she had her watermark on the photo. And so I wanted to chat with you because I don't want you guys to get in trouble for doing things. Some of you just don't know. Anything else in life, just use this general rule. If you don't know, just cover yourself as much as possible. Take the extra step so that to not offend or step on toes or what have you. What about photos from free photo stock sites? No, you can use those because they're free photos. I buy all of my photos that I use for my graphics from Big Stock though. Okay, so another place I'm seeing this is on Instagram. Here's what they're doing. People are saving pictures. So let's use Lisa Taylor as an example. Let's say on Lisa Taylor's Instagram, she put a picture of a gorgeous like Thanksgiving centerpiece, okay? And somebody saw that on Instagram, and they, most of the time, they're a much bigger person than it's usually it seems like bigger accounts stealing from little accounts, but maybe not. And so let's say they loved her Thanksgiving thing. And so they basically screenshot it on their phone. They crap that baby. They upload it to their Instagram, and, they have 47,000 followers. And so they're saying that they were inspired by her, but they're using her picture. And I'm like, just don't do it. If you pin a picture to Pinterest, but it won't tag, is that wrong? You know what? I don't know the answer to that. I'm so not an attorney. Good morning. From Cindy or Sydney? I bet you were trying to say Sydney. Yes, because it's misleading. That is the problem. And so here's a couple things that you guys can do, okay? I'm going to give you some advice. Watermark all your stuff. Now, all of my watermarks are usually down at the bottom because they're not pretty, especially when you're in the DIY industry. You want your pictures to be like, hallelujah. And so you kind of hate it that there's, a little watermark, but that will help protect you, okay? So do that. The thing with Pinterest is a lot of times you can be repinning things that you don't even know aren't leading back to the original source. And so if you see somebody that has pinned some of your stuff, hey, thank you, and be Chalky Paint Girl. If you see somebody who's pinning, maybe they've repinned something and it doesn't go back to your original source, which is what I saw happen on my Pinterest page this morning. I was tipped off that somebody was using my harvest sign on their Pinterest page, but it doesn't go back to me. It goes back to a magazine, and the magazine doesn't have me mentioned in it. It doesn't show my thing, anything. And so I went ahead and just, sent a little nice, hey, this needs to go back to this spot, because sometimes, I know my computer's dinging. Make it stop, sorry. Ooh, Bits of Vintage, Antique Farmhouse. They're sending me stuff to buy today. Jocelyn, Maine. I'm getting all the emails that I need to turn off. And so send something nice first. Here's what I try to remember. And I do talk about this in my Pinterest training. If you guys have not taken my Pinterest training, get it. The info at themagicbrushinc.com/Pinterest. My Pinterest class is 4 hours long. It's so good, you guys. I've built my Pinterest page almost 20,000 people in 10 months. Okay. How does one do a watermark? Canva or PicMonkey? I use PicMonkey. Can you recommend a watermark program? I use it in PicMonkey. I have a watermark girl. I have a girl who does my Pinterest pins. If you take my Pinterest training, I give you her information in there, and she actually made my watermark for me. So anytime I'm putting something up, a blog post, it has my watermark. And so basically it's transparent, so it can go and put it right on top of any photo. Is it a pain in the butt? Yes. But let me give you another example of something that happened to me. A couple years ago, my friend Ashley was pregnant, and you may have seen, if you follow my Facebook page, Jen Allwood, you'll see that I got to go meet Gina Davis with Ashley this week. Thank you, Vicki. Screenshot that so you have the Pinterest training. You're Ashley. There she is. See? Okay, so Ashley was pregnant. Ashley and I got to go meet Gina Davis because Ashley's the bomb. And Ashley was pregnant, and so she asked me to help her paint this box. And it was one of those gender reveal boxes. I want to get pregnant again just to have a gender reveal. Like at 44, it's probably not the smartest thing to do, but I want to do a gender reveal. So Ashley's pregnant. Will you help me with a gender reveal box? Of course. She brings over a box. We paint it with polka dots, a big heart in the middle, and it says girl or boy. Ashley hires a photographer, Amy Decker from Radiant Photography, who's my personal photographer, and Ashley's used her a million times as well. Radiant Photography comes out, takes the picture, and Ashley's got this amazing picture of her opening up the box and pink balloons coming out. Okay, some of you may have seen that on Pinterest. Have any of you seen that on Pinterest? The majority of the time, it does not lead back to me or to Ashley or to the photographer. It leads to who knows where. And it's so frustrating because that, Ashley, honey, do you even know that that pin went viral? It's had like over 1 million insane views or something, not from my site. Other people have used the pin and it's gone places. And I'm like, oh, wouldn't it have been awesome if that led back to me or if that led back to Amy's website, but it didn't. This is why you have to watermark. And Amy did have her watermark on some of it, but people were cutting it off in places. And then you're like, okay, do I put the watermark in the middle of the photo? Do I tattoo it across my head? It still haunts you. Why does that haunt you, girl? You're the cutest pregnant person on the planet. And I hope you know I use you an example with that pin all over the place, Ashley. I love you. So put a watermark on, okay? Assume people don't know. Assume that they're not trying to steal from you. Assume that if you see something, that if you just do what you would want done to you, which means just contact them and be like, hey, this is my picture. You took off the watermark is what Vintage Fabulous is saying. I need it for it to come back and lead back to my site, or I need you to put the watermark back on, or I need for you to quit using it. I'm getting a phone call right now. How awkward is that? How do I turn the phone call off? Hold tight. Most of the time, they will be on it like that and take care of that. Again, some people don't know. Some others know exactly what they're doing. And those are some of those bigger Facebook sites and things like that. So what can you do? Watermark. 2, treat people like you want to be treated. Have we all messed up? Absolutely. So if somebody, my volume's in and out. Oh, that's weird. I feel like I'm talking loud. I have to ask if those people took your harvest picture down. They did. They took it down. Yep. Because they were using my picture on their calendar as we're going to teach you how to make this sign. And they had it on their Facebook page. And you were grateful they were nice, right? Because some of us just don't know, Nicole from Rescued Furnishings. You don't know what you don't know. That's like an Oprah thing. When you know better, you do better. And I like that. And so sometimes just a quick email and people will be like, oh my gosh. I mean, none of us, especially if you're a rule follower like me, you don't like feeling like you just got in trouble. Do you know what I mean? And so, and that kind of thing scares you, especially if you're a person of integrity, when you're always trying to do the right thing and you figure out, oh, I just did something that I shouldn't, and you feel horrible about it. And nobody wants to be like, contacted by somebody scary on formal letterhead. I feel like eating carrots. So yesterday I was in Hobby Lobby. I know, I'm a rule follower too. I was in Hobby Lobby and I did a video and I was chewing gum. And apparently that was disturbing to some people. And so don't feel like a failure, honey. Don't feel like a failure because we all do things that we don't know. Okay. Haha, carrots. I know. It's because I'm going to be on the cover of a magazine. Did you see my Facebook post last night? Hope for Women magazine. I'm so excited. You get scared when you get a notification from Pinterest. Oh, I didn't know that. If you do some searching around for Pinterest, you didn't notice the gum. Other people noticed the gum. Y'all, they were not afraid to tell me that gum is not good etiquette. And I thought, good grief, people, there's so many bigger things to worry about in life than gum and people stealing your images. I mean, there are people dying elsewhere. So again, these are first world problems. But You missed the Hobby Lobby video. I was in Hobby Lobby and I was showing people how to make a wreath on Scope yesterday. Did you see that Periscope? And then I went to Hobby Lobby and I couldn't find the wreath form. And then I got home and my wreath broke because it was so windy in Kansas City. And good Lord, have mercy. Yes, a red cup. Oh my gosh, get over yourselves. Okay, and now poor Target's getting attacked for an OCD sweater. I mean, seriously, we have to really decide what is worth going to battle over. People stealing your stuff on social media is not worth going to battle over. But I want you guys to not get in trouble because there are some people that will take things to the next level. And yeah, my cart was in somebody's way. It was hilarious. And she was talking to like somebody that worked at Hobby Lobby and I was trying to pull it out of the way. And I'm like, eek. And by the way, you guys should all contact Hobby Lobby and let them know that I need to be their first sponsored blogger. And I have been in contact with them. Yes, choose which hill to die on. So don't get yourself in trouble. Watermark your stuff. Remember, let's see, you've got a notice from Pinterest that pins are being removed. I have never gotten that notice from Pinterest. But you know, when I'm going through things and I'm pinning things that are pretty, I'm always not looking back to see where they go to. So sometimes we do stuff that is innocent. Do you know what I mean? And so, but on Facebook, if you see big companies posting pictures of things that are amazing, and you know that your people on Facebook will love the pictures, like I know some of my people will, I still will not share it. And I won't do it because some little mama took her time and she's still little and she has a family to feed and she took that photo. It belongs with the credit on her page. Hope that makes sense. Okay, I feel better just sharing all of that with you. No shame here, guys, okay? So if you've done stuff, don't worry about it. And yes, there's more than one Rescued Furnishings, and I love their pictures, and I'm like, oh, I want to share. Nope, I will not do it. Okay, almost every doTERRA pin gets taken down. Why? I wonder why. That's weird. All right, guys, I'm going to let you go because I have things to take care of, and I hope you guys have an amazing day. So if you have any questions on this, let me know. And but I'm going to do my part to make sure that I want to meet Jimmy Fallon. If I forget about it, I want to meet Jimmy Fallon too and talk to him about his ring expulsion. What the heck, Vicky? Did you see that? Okay, so I know it's a good reminder, Rescued Furnishings, and we all mess up. We all mess up. So Grace. Jimmy Fallon, you know what happened with his wedding ring, right? You know that's why he's had his finger in a cast, right? Do not Google ring expulsion. Because he was talking about that on the show, and I'm like, what does that mean? What happened to Jimmy Fallon's finger? That's hard to say, Jimmy Fallon's finger. And like, basically, he tripped and fell on his wife's rug. God bless his wife and her rug choices, because I know that I have a hot mess of rugs up in my house. And so Jimmy Fallon apparently is walking through the kitchen. He trips and falls on his wife's new rug, and his wedding ring, got caught on the edge of the kitchen counter. Hey, thanks for inviting followers. Now that I'm talking about Jimmy Fallon, people are inviting followers. And his wedding ring was probably like mine, doesn't come off real easy. Yes, don't Google it. Your eyes will be scarred. And so basically all of the skin on that entire finger came off and everything on the inside was exposed. And he was in the hospital, you guys, for like, wasn't it like 2 weeks or something? Don't let me lie here. Wasn't it like 2 weeks that he was in the hospital? At one point, I think he was in intensive care because I think his finger got an infection in it. And I didn't even know this was like a thing, right? How do we go from talking about social media to Jimmy Fallon's finger? Good grief. If anybody on here is friends with Jimmy, please tell him, hey. And so basically they had to like reattach all of that skin back onto his finger. And he's had to wear that, you know, in a cast, for lack of a better word. And I didn't even know that that's why. So I put it on my Facebook page one night. I put, oh, for the love of everything holy, please do not Google ring expulsion. And that's what people said, faithful wife. This is why my husband, who's a minor, doesn't wear it. This is why my husband, who's an electrician, doesn't wear it. And I'm like, what? I had no idea why people didn't wear their wedding rings. I mean, shame on me for, you know, even wondering, but that makes total sense. And yes, it was so windy in Kansas City yesterday that I lost a pallet on the front of my house. Wind blew the pallet straight over it, which is fine because I needed to carry it in the garage to flip it over to do my Christmas pallet. Anyway, this topic doesn't hurt your heart. Oh, honey, don't let anything hurt your heart. It's all good. It's all good. Why's your heart hurt? Don't let your heart hurt. I know you, so if you need to, email me. All right, love you guys. For real, I'm going to eat carrots now, and bless you, okay? I'll talk to you.